gonna stem his entire army, which I don't really agree with, but he's gonna remove this creep. Man, a flank here would be really strong with these banelings. Oh, he's gonna cut off the reinforcements so well. MVP's gonna have to turn around, and he's not even realizing it. Where's the attack going on? Here's the attack. Massive baneling hits going off. The Lings cleaning up all the siege tanks. Even the Thor going down. The Lings are going to clean this attack up. These banelings will be so strong. He's going to throw the banelings right in the mineral line. Huge hits. Oh, taking off. Oh, taking out almost all of these SCVs. 42 workers killed. He's almost killed 20 in that one little moment right there. The units kill tab is almost even. That's pretty ridiculous when you should consider that Zerg is sort of a race that's going to keep throwing in those units fast. And yes, he is teching right to that greater spar, getting those broodlords up. He has delayed MVP enough. Drops coming in, but I don't think it's going to be enough at this point. His MVP is pretty far behind. This drop will be pretty strong, as these siege tanks will be very difficult to clean up, and he is getting vision on the high ground, taking out a lot of drones, actually. I don't think IMLosira really noticed this, because he's too busy microing this attack right here. He's going to have to move these drones. Looks like there are infestors on the field. Some fungals will be very good right now. Fungal growthing these Terrans. Yes, there goes the fungal growth. Would not be surprised to see. Wow, one fungal growth cleaning all of those up. Banelings, be careful, Banelings. Doesn't matter. They are expendable anyways. However, MVP is scouting right now. He is seeing these broodlords morphing, so he does know exactly what's going on. In the main base, we see the mutas are swinging in here and in here. Looks like there were Zerglings in here, but they got cleaned up. Mutas are going to take out this planetary fortress, so if these Vikings can't get over there in time, looks like IMLosira's not even going to care. Is he going to... the SCVs are going to get the repair. Looks like here, MVP is moving across the map, possibly going to go deny this, or deny this. I mean, IMLosira just has so many bases. Where is this base coming? IMLosira has so many bases going out, just spreading creep randomly for no reason at all. But I mean, he's so ahead at this point. I feel like he can do this perfectly fine. But you got to be careful, because with a lot of Vikings, I mean, if IMLosira is producing Vikings, or sorry, MVP is producing Vikings 2 at a time, and with enough Vikings, those broodlords can be sniped, and MVP can go in a quick lead. I mean, the thing with Terran is you think you're ahead, and then he stims once, and there goes your entire army. You got to always be very careful. He even has a medevac SCV inside this medevac, being so smart. Looks like he is going to siege on the high ground, so he can do a lot of damage to the low ground. Looks like one muta is getting vision for the spine crawler. A huge fungal on all of those, but he has to be careful. The broodlords are moving in to clean this up. I don't think he'll be able to unsiege in time, as the broodlords do a huge amount of damage. Never expected broodlords to do that much damage, but it looks like when they do have their 2 upgrades, they do 24 a shot, which is completely ridiculous. MVP trying to take his 4th right now. Excuse me, I just had to take a little breath. But it looks like this one Zergling is being very annoying right here. Looks like he can land. Now, that Marine almost getting crushed. Hero Marine almost getting crushed by the command center, but he decides to move out. The Lings are coming in for a small run by. Will he get all the way up into the main? Looks like he will just target some guys right here, doing quite a bit of damage. Let's see how many units. He's killed 54 of the Terran workers. That is absolutely insane. MVP is sort of losing his slip on the game, as he's just continuing to allow IMLosira to do these things. He does have... oh, careful, broodlords. These broodlords completely caught out of position. One stim could take out a lot of them. Losing no broodlords? No. That's okay, he does lose the one as the Vikings come over. He's trying to stim and get over there to kill these as fast as he can. IMLosira quickly flapping his wings. He loses almost all of his broodlords. And it's absolutely huge, as he really needs some broodlords to do a lot of damage. He does have more morphing here, though, so it wasn't too big of a loss, but it looks like he will be trying to siege on the high ground again to take out this expansion. Looks like he will be doing damage to most of these Lings right here. And these broodlords will be flying over to try to deny these here, but these Marines also being very strong. These Marines are 2-3, which is very strong. These need to be so careful as these get taken out. They're going to be in such big trouble. IMLosira needs to be so careful with these broodlords. He looks like he will bring enough over, and he has the corruptors here. Will the broodlords be enough? It looks like they will, to be able to clean up this entire attack right here. Needs to be very careful with all these units, as they are quite expensive, although IMLosira does have quite a hefty mineral bank, so would not be surprised to see a lot of Lings coming out, even Ultras coming out at his hive. Where is this Ultraless Cavern? That is not an Ultraless Cavern, but the broodlords did manage to push that off. The Ultraless Cavern is somewhere, and broodlords are making... Here's Ultraless Cavern. Looks like this very small, very small group of units will have to run all the way home. Looks like these broodlords will be picking at them from a distance. One Viking is here. One Viking could actually take out all 3 of these. I doubt it would. It looks like MVP is just going to fly right past. It looks like the corruptors will need to come back to protect their beloved broodlords. If this one Viking actually takes out a broodlord, this will actually be ridiculous for MVP. Will he actually take out a second? No. He doesn't have any air upgrades, so this is like... IMLosira is just completely neglecting his broodlords. They're finally flying his Corruptors, and before this one almost loses half its health, which is completely ridiculous. That should not have happened on Losira's part. But to be fair, he is macroing off 4 bases. He needs to come, focus on a lot right now. So I'm not really going to chastise the guy too much. I mean, come on, he's Code S player, and I'm sort of lowly platinum. Regardless, he is retaking this base that was destroyed by those siege tanks, and he is preparing for Ling run by. That MVP does spot. Of course, Lucira also simultaneously spots the drop, so he will be prepared to take care of this unless he's too busy focused on something else. Looks like he is not. The planetary is done though, so he will not be focusing on that. Looks like he saw the drop but didn't really do anything. Ah, there it is. The Corruptor's coming in to deal with it. Finally taking that out. I thought he would... Oh, the Baneling's coming in. Oh, no, the Marines doing their best to split. I'm amazed that MVP can spend so much time microing just a small drop when he has so much else to focus on. But it looks like he is sort of losing his grip. The supply difference is by almost 60. MVP does have quite a more hefty gas bank and a hefty mineral bank, but that is only because Losira is having to rebuild these bases, and it looks like Losira does clearly have the upper hand in this match. It looks like MVP is just sort of trying to hold on for the best they can. Both players playing quite passive at the moment. It looks like basically Losira just trying to get max, trying to get a critical force. Excuse me while I rest my voice for a brief moment, as there's so much to talk about. It looks like Losira is basically just trying to get basically a really good force up so he can basically storm the front, take out this very, very small force. Getting those Marauders, he did scout the Ultralisk, so he is getting the Marauders, as Marauders are very good. But with the ground carapace, so these Ultralisks are armored with 4-3 upgrades, which is something that you only see on Ultralisks. Of course, these Infestors are 2. I'm very interested, will he go up to 5 with the 3rd upgrade from the... If he does get the ground carapace level 3, will the Ultralisk go up to 5? I think they might. Looks like MVP just trying to do his best to hold on here, getting the medevacs, getting the the Vikings. He stopped the Viking production though because he is focusing more on the Marauders, as he does not need Vikings to take out Ultralisks, as he's sort of moved more away from the Broodlords. However, he does have a good amount of both. Looks scanning there, doing more Ling run-bys. So not really much to talk about right now, as there's sort of a lull, as both players sort of macro up, get ready for their decisions. Both players can't really see each other. He doesn't really see the Zerg. He doesn't really see the Terran. There is a drop going on up here, though, but that is quickly taken away by Losira and MVP. Both players don't really see each other, as you see. Losira doesn't really see MVP, and MVP really doesn't see Losira. So it's sort of difficult for both players to gauge when they should attack, what they should be attacking with. Looks like the drop will be eventually taken out over here. The Marines will stim, and a couple Marines will survive, but not for very long, as the Corruptors do need to get out of there before the Marines do some damage. Looks like, wow, he will actually lose a Corruptor this. That is pretty big, to be honest with you, as these Corruptors are much more expensive than the Marines. But like I said, he is sort of kicking himself for that, but it's like, he has so much to focus on right now. I'm not really going to chastise him too much. Getting this perfectly operational. Looks like they're about even in mining bases, which is something that the Zerg wants to avoid, as he is getting... Where is that 5th? There is the 5th. Corruptor is taking care of that. More Ling run-bys. Not really seeing as much mutas out on the map. Does he still have his critical mass of mutas? No, looks like somewhere along the lines he lost all of his mutas, but I missed out on that somewhere, so it must have been a battle. It was pretty big, but I missed out on it, so you're all getting mad at me in the chat. Looks like the medevac will return, getting a sort of even split. This split won't really protect him much from the Banelings, but it's just sort of cool to look at how he has spaced each one of his units out individually. Looks like more Lings coming down here to make sure that he doesn't have a base here. Basically the same thing here. Look, even a Zergling and a Marine to both make sure the other guy doesn't expand there. Catching another drop. Wow. His queen is all the way out here. I don't know how it managed to walk out there without me seeing it, but it looks like will he lose any Corruptors to this? No, he won't, but it looks like he will lose the medevac. Actually losing one Corruptor. That was quite the scream. The Lings coming in to clean that up. This is some sort of a final stand in an Alien movie where the Lings finally overpower the hero squad of Marines. This is Johnson. Poor Johnson will die. Never see his family again. Looks like here we go. MVP is moving out. He is almost maxed. He is getting his final units and moving out. He is 2-3. His 3-3 is almost done. Not waiting for that 3-3 to be finished. Just pushing out immediately. Getting Ghost. Only the one Ghost, I think. How many Ghosts is he? Only the one Ghost, which I don't think is enough to really pull off snipes. He needs snipes to take care of everything. Baneling's morphing. He has Ultralisks, Overlords. Excuse me, not Overlords. He has Ultralisks, Broodlords, and Banelings, and he has basically every composition possible, even Infestors there. He kind of needs a little bit more Ghosts to really take care of this if he wants to get those snipes off. That is what I would recommend. However, he is max, so it's not like he can really do much. These Broodlords getting caught out of position. I don't know if he's doing this to free up supply, or he's just... Oh, here we go. Baneling's moving in with the Infestors behind. It looks like he will have to move back. Ultralisk coming in, flanking from the side. I didn't even see that. Ultralisk will chop up this entire army, eating everything, giving them great big Ultralisk hugs, and he will have to pull back as he did micro that very, very well. Looks like just waiting until those lings came. Huge fungals will prevent him from microing back, and the Banelings will hit the fungal growth units. This is absolutely huge right now. I can't believe what I'm seeing. MVP did manage to hold that off, but he is so behind. Losira has this base here and this base here completely mining, almost mined out. His main is 100% mined out. There is nothing there. 100% mined out, 100% mined out. This is absolutely ridiculous. Even getting this base right here. A whole bunch of Viking Slaying. I'm not sure if this is used to free up supply or it's just used to take down these overlords, but I think it might be a little bit of both, as he really has no need for these Vikings now. Looks like over here, looks like another huge fungal growth going off on these medevacs. The infested Terrans popping. They will not be able to take these down. The Ultralisk is basically going to push all the way to the base. The Marauders are strong. They are 3-3, but the Ultralisk are 5-3, which is much more stronger than 3-3. Looks like the Infestor is just going to chill in the back while the Ultralisk do their job, taking huge hits from the Marauders, but it does not matter. Stimming and finally taking up this Ultralisk, as this Ultralisk gives a big hug to the command center. Infested Terrans over here, swarming the base. A very, very small unit composition swarming the base. Only a couple Infestors and one Ultralisk. This is very as not in swarm fashion, as more Zerglings run across the map, of course, but it's kind of funny to only see a couple of units in the base. Will he burrow and hide these? Yes, he will. That is so Losira. But somehow he can see them, scanning finally and taking them out. More lings here, lifting this up almost immediately. Great reaction time, however, hiding behind a supply depot like it's the 5-minute mark, when actually it's the 35-minute mark. Ah, man, I've been talking for a long time. I deserve a medal. Regardless of medals that I deserve, it looks like the supply difference is quite large, although that is sort of to be expected, and it looks like he does have a large amount of medevacs to heal these units, so a stim will not be too deadly, as he needs to have all the stim he can get, as he is getting a lot of corruptors. Will he transition back into Broodlords? I thought that sort of noise there was the Broodlords, but it was in fact the Banelings morphing, as Banelings will be very strong against this army right here. Looks like MVP doesn't really know what he wants to do. I think he's sort of gone all in. I think this is sort of his all or nothing push right now, and if he loses this, which I think he will, as there is a lot of lings that are 3-3, sort of eating up everything. The medevac's not really healing very much. Looks like he will have to push back from that, as there were enough medevacs to heal that very, very quickly. But it's sort of MVP is sort of on his last legs here. I mean, with a push, he could sort of deny this, but like, where does he really go from there? I mean, he doesn't have very many bases mining. He only has this base mining, while Losira has 3 bases mining. I mean, this is sort of all for naught for MVP, but he will get in here and he will destroy this base if Losira does not get there in time. Losira, I don't think, does not have enough to deal with this right now, although he does have quite enough units in the making. It looks like this might be a little bit of a comeback for MVP. I mean, he's denying some of Losira's only mining bases. I mean, good fungals could spell the doom for this, but it looks like, oh man, Banelings underneath the ramp. Will these Banelings detonate? Oh my goodness, if these Banelings go off, this will be absolutely huge. Come on, Banelings, go off for me, please. Come on. Yeah, getting just a couple Marines there. It looks like he will have to pull back, and it looks like if Losira continues to do this, if MVP continues to do this, he actually might even the supply differences. I mean, MVP is ahead in supply right now for the first time in a very long while, macroing this entire army up right here, and he is taking out some of his only mining bases. I mean, these fungals are absolutely huge, but they're not killing these units by almost like 5 health. These fungals need to be going off. He needs to have so many more infestors if he wants these fungals to work. Baneling's taking out huge amounts of units and a huge swell of units here, but he could just pick up and fly away, but it looks like no, the fungals will take out all of this, but he does have this huge push coming across it. Does he have enough medevacs to support this? I don't know, but it looks like he will catch all these drones out of position, stimming and killing all of these drones in the units. Last time we've seen 650 to 5... I can't even say numbers anymore. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. Looks like this push will come out, taking out all of these units right here. And it looks like he will move back. He has denied 2 bases, and it looks like he has even just burrowed all of his drones here. Looks like there are infestors underneath these units, though, but it looks like a scan could take all of those out. Looks like he is popping out and funneling all of these. He only has the 1 medevac, so these fungals are absolutely huge. There he goes. He's GG'd. Oh my goodness. Losira GG'd, and MVP won. Wow, I can't believe it. I completely thought that Losira was winning that entire game, but it looks like no, MVP had the game, and it looks like even though those fungals came out, he had enough to fungal that again. He might have had enough to fungal that, but it looks like the production power and this mining base was a bit too much, and it looks like that is why he GG'd. He lost his mining base, did not have enough to keep mining. He could have long distance mined, but that's quite the distance long distance mined, and it looks like MVP pulled that off just barely, that is a fantastic game, and I can't wait to cast the next in the series.